All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome again. As I said, I'm very happy to see you all. Um, Today we will start with our first orientation program, a presentation of our first orientation program. Um, we will go over what we're going to do this week, and I will give you a little bit of information. And of course, there will be time left for questions, and I will try my best to answer all those questions. So let's talk just in short about KIBA. So you all know KIBA, which is the Population and Immigration Authority here in Israel. And they're the one who responsible for the bilateral agreements, and they made it all happen. And now they're responsible for your rights, your obligations, your permits and visas extensions, vacations, your arrival, your employment period, your return home. Because even after you go back home, there are still some procedures and you may need help with something. So PIBA is there uh, behind the scenes for everything that all the process that you've been going through and will go through. And now another major partner here in Israel is SIMI, SIMI organization. We are an NGO, the Center for International Migration and Integration in Israel. And we help with the interview process, or starting from the interview process in the Philippines. And we are here, as I said, to look after your rights and also your obligations. We build the call center, especially for you. And we are here to support, if it's through Viber groups, the call center for foreign workers. If you like to make a complaint, we will talk about it a little later, but the call center. But just know that SIMI, we work in different fields here in Israel, but with everything related to the Philippines. We started by assisting with the interview process, and we will be with you all the way till you going back home. So what are we going to talk about today? We will talk about the first orienteers, when and whom to return to. We'll talk about home quarantine and what to expect, and a little bit of guidance from Ministry of Health, and what you should do in case you have the symptoms of COVID, how we communicate here in Israel, and the importance of learning Hebrew. We'll talk a bit about the working weeks and about Shabbat, which is Saturday. We will talk about the orientation program, and I will share the topics and a tentative schedule. And as I said, we will leave some time for questions and answers. So our first orienteers, as I said yesterday, there are many things that you should contact your placement agency if, in case you have any problems with your home quarantine. If something is missing, if you don't have enough food, if you have not received your swab test results, if there is some technical problems, anything like that, all procedures, technical problems, you should contact your placement agency. Now, I don't know if everyone made sure to have it, but I hope that you all have the number of your contact person, the name and the name of the agency in English, written in English. It is important because you will probably need it at some point. So if you have any issues related to your home quarantine, if you need to coordinate something, the second swab test, they will coordinate it for you and they will assist you by getting there. And later on, during your stay, after you will be deployed and moved to the facility where you're going to stay, they're also a major, they have a major place in your life. And it is very important to be able to communicate with them. So I can hear from a lot of people that they're texting to their contact person, but I highly recommend to call to make sure that you are able to contact them by phone, that you know how to dial, that you will manage in time of need. Now, beside that, you have the social worker of your placement agency. So if you have any problems that you feel that the social worker will be the right fit, the right person to contact, please make sure to have the number of the social worker as well. You can get it from your, or you should get it from your contact person in your agency. I'm sorry, I have cats and they may join us from time to time. I have one right here. All right. Now, in case you have any problems later on, if it's with the placement agency, if you're not sure about something related to your contract, if there are any problems with the employer that cannot be solved and you're not sure about something, you're trying to talk about it with the agency and it cannot be solved. Sorry. And you're not sure about something, if it's related to your rights or your obligations, please contact the call center. As I said yesterday, when I give you the card, is that you can register and you need to register. First of all, you need to register, but the only way to register is with your Israeli SIM card. And so after you have your Israeli SIM card, which I know we arranged it yesterday for everyone, I hope you don't have any issues with that. Please register to the call center. Later on, if you'll change your Israeli SIM card, please register again so it will update the new number. Now, with the call center, you have the option to make a complaint, not just ask about your rights and obligations and ask for information. You can also make a complaint if needed. I will send on Sunday, I believe, I will send recorded session with all the information about the call center, which you will have a guided tour of how to use this platform, which you may need it later on at some point, not necessarily for a complaint, just asking some questions, and hopefully you won't need it, but in case you do, you have it here. And here you have also our contact number for the call center, and we're on the Viber group. And later on, after today's meeting, I will send you a direct link for registration and a tutorial guide of how to register. Now, related to home quarantine and guidance. And so at the moment, everyone's staying in their home quarantine, in their facilities. And now, at the moment, with everything to do with Ministry of Health, there's some changes all the time. And so right now, everyone who's been fully vaccinated going to stay in quarantine for up to 72 hours, 3 days, and the rest will probably stay for 1 week. And now, in any case, you should ask your agency, your contact person, for how long you're going to stay in home quarantine. Because it may be different from one person to the other. Some employers want to or will ask to make sure that everyone is healthy, so they may ask from the agency to leave you in quarantine for extra days, which is also possible. Okay. Don't get nervous. That's okay. That's normal. Some will take you right away and ask you to start working right away the minute you can by the law. And the rest will take an extra measures and safety and will ask you to stay an extra time. Now, you've been to 3 different international airports in 2 days, which is a lot. And it's not the cleanest place, not an airplane. So we want to make sure that you're healthy and stay healthy. It is very important to stay at your home quarantine. You cannot leave the place of your home quarantine. If it's a room or apartment, not even at night to go outside to throw the garbage, please do not leave your home quarantine. This is very important. Since you foreign workers that just arrived, the immigration may come visit to make sure that everything is okay, that you're in your home quarantine. And so it is very important. Now, anywhere in the country, for everyone, it's relevant for everyone. If you need to be in home quarantine and someone will find out that you're not, that you left your home quarantine before time, and you will possibly get a fine for 5,000 shekels, which is approximately 1,500 US dollars, and quite a lot. It's almost one month salary. It's a lot. And since you're foreign workers who just arrived, you are facing deportation. And so please make sure to stay in your home quarantine. And now, Ministry of Health frequently update their website. So please stay tuned. Make sure that you have all the information. Later on, I will send you the links of Ministry of Health and that you can see right here. I will send everything. Oh, okay. Nope. Yep. Okay. So, possible symptoms. Okay. I like to remind us all to simply stay calm. And in case you're not feeling very well, that happens. It's possible that you're simply exhausted. And once upon a time, before COVID, people were just sick, had a flu, and not feeling well. So I want us to keep it in mind. But since we're in COVID time, we do need to pay attention to all symptoms, not necessarily the normal ones, the one that everyone's talking about. We should just, you know your body. You know it best than anyone else. So you know when something ain't right, and I like you to be suspicious and um, pay attention. But of course, if you have your body temperature of 38 degrees Celsius or higher, and even if it's a little lower, if you have a cough or trouble breathing, any other respiratory symptoms, loss of taste or smell, please, please contact your placement agency and your social worker and inform them as soon as you feel that something ain't right, and ask to take the PCR test. They will help coordinate everything, and they will have to contact the Ministry of Health, and you'll be taken to do the PCR test. After that, you will wait for the results, and later on, if it's quarantine, treatment, another PCR test, or you will find out that everything is okay. But please, in case of possible symptoms, make sure to check it out and contact the social worker. I will share with you a little anecdote, short story. Almost a year ago, after my first vaccination, I had not the normal symptoms, but it started like a allergy, and it was in the allergy season for me. I have it every year, so I wasn't surprised, but I thought, okay, there's COVID right now. I'll just check it out. What are the odds? And I always made sure that I'm safe. I'm not going outside. I use gloves. I use everything. I change it often. But I thought, okay, just in case, I will take the test. And surprise, surprise, I found out that I have COVID. So you can never know. I don't want you to worry. I want you to stay open to the possibilities, other possibilities that they're not COVID. Um, but in case you feel that maybe you should, you're not sure, maybe you should take the PCR test, do it. Now, how can we communicate here in Israel? So Israelis are very friendly, most of them anyway, and we all speak English in some level, or most of us speak English in different levels. And if you will refer to someone in English, they will probably try their best to answer in English and help you as much as they possibly can. It's very nice, I believe, but it is also very important to get to know Hebrew and the local language. You're going to live here for several years, and I think it will be better and best for you to get familiar with the language, learn words. You can start with basic words, but just get to know Hebrew. Hopefully, you will like it enough to learn more words, and it will make your life easier to communicate. Your employer not necessarily gonna know English, and it could be quite hard. So I recommend to start, if you haven't started yet, start learning basic Hebrew. Later on, you can continue and learn even more. You're not always going to understand everything, but eventually, if you have enough words that you're familiar with, you will understand the context of things, and it will help you quite a lot to move around here in Israel. If it's the doctor's office, or a supermarket, post office, everywhere, even on the street, on the bus. And so I recommend to start learning step by step. Now, you can find a lot of information online, many YouTube channels for caregivers, and I found for Filipino caregivers also, which is pretty awesome. It was really nice to find out that there are different channels who teach Hebrew, and the Hebrew that is relevant to you. And of course, you don't have to stay in that area, obviously. Uh, but it is nice, and there are many apps, and they're free. Here I can recommend on Duolingo app, and they're free, they're friendly, and of course there are many more. Go online, check it out. I don't recommend to look for apps and different channels that are not free of charge. If you need to pay, I recommend to first check out the review and try to understand what you're looking for and what are you trying to get out of this, the lessons that you're paying for. And at the beginning, at least at the beginning, I recommend to stick with the free way to free and easy to learn Hebrew. Let's talk about our working week here in Israel. So in Israel, our working week starts on Sunday, which it can be a little different than the rest of the world, which normally they start on Monday. So we start from Sunday till Friday, and some till Thursday. It depends. And the one who work till Thursday, they have full day, but the ones who are working on Friday, it's a short day. It's a half day of work. And it's very important. Okay, thank you. It is very important to get to know your area where you're going to live, with everything related to the weekend. In some places, everything will be shut down. Restaurants, shopping center, public transportation, supermarket, everything will be closed. In some places, some will be open. And not everything, but some will be open. So it's important to get to know the area where you're going to stay. And in case you want to have something for yourself for the weekend, make sure to get it in advance. If we're talking about food, specific food, something that you like to have, don't count on that you will find an open store on the weekend, unless you know for sure that it's open. And now, Shabbat, Saturday, it starts on Friday with sunset and ends on Saturday with sunset. It's a holy day, and a lot of people, you will see that a lot of people dress nicer, religious. They don't use their phone. They don't turn on the light. Everything is shut it down. And they go to synagogue. And it's the weekend is time of gathering. If it's with friends or family, you have a special dinner on Shabbat. On it's Friday, but what we call a Shabbat dinner. And so again, it depends on the family and where you're going to stay. Each family is different, and Shabbat is different in any home. All right. So what will include our orientation program? Our orientation program will include our online meetings, the Zoom meetings, and I will send many links, recorded sessions. With every recorded session, you will receive also a short Hebrew lesson related to the same topic. And I will send many useful information. I know it's a lot. Please try to keep up. There's a lot of important information over there. And normally after you stay at your facility or home, wherever you're going to stay eventually, I normally receive questions that the answers are right here on the recorded sessions that we're sending. So you have it available. I will send it and it will stay available for you. So you can always go back and check what we're talking about. So we will talk about the Israeli culture and historical background and public transportation and many information. And we'll talk about the rights and obligations of the caregiver worker. And we'll talk about the call center for foreign workers. And we'll talk about migration crisis and how to maintain the long distance relationship with the family, with your loved ones, with your friends. And as I said, we will have short Hebrew lessons and again, many useful information and links. Now it's time for questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, I have two questions for you.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that we're gonna have our second RT-PCR test here, and we were made aware before we left POEA that it's our employer who's gonna shoulder or pay the cost at first, and it will be deducted from our salary. So since we haven't met our employers, and we're gonna have to take our second RT-PCR in the quarantine while in the quarantine facility, who's
Mhm.
gonna show the payment?
I can't hear you again. Who's gonna?
Who's going to pay for the second RT-PCR test?
The employer.
The employer. Okay, so are they gonna be telling us where to go, where to get this?
The contact person from your agency or it will be your employer. They will coordinate everything and they will tell you where to go or they will come to pick you up, but they will stay in touch with you.
Okay, I have another question. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, don't apologize. That's good.
Okay, since you mentioned that, I actually have two more questions. Second one is ano na yung tanong mo kanina?
Yung ihatid tayo sa ano.
Yep. Actually, we were all talking about going to our own employers. So are we gonna be going there all by ourselves, or someone's gonna send us?
Someone is coming to pick you.
Okay. And another thing is about the social worker. We actually have no idea who that person is.
You have it on your contract, but sometimes they write it in Hebrew. But in any case, you have the number of the contact person, right? Everyone got it?
I'm kind of confused.
Okay.
With
So they have the social worker's number. You can ask it from them.
okay. So social worker contact person is different from the person who sent us to the quarantine facility yesterday. Are they
Some it's but I did I did get to see a social worker yesterday that I'm already
Major 22.
that I already know, and I don't know who we got to pick up. Um, so it's possible that some of you already met their social worker. They don't know that. So please check the contact person. Who is the social worker? Ask for their details. Not because you need to speak with them right now. It's because you want to have it, which is perfectly fine. And at some point, anyway, some point, the social worker will come at your home place where you're going to be based and check up on you and see that everything is okay. Normally, it's after a month, but some will come sooner if they've been asked to.
Okay. Thank you.
No more questions
That's it for now.
for now. Anyone else? Feel free. It could be about anything. The weather. Seriously, you can ask whatever you like. Hmm. Thank you. All right. So I guess we can continue. All right. So our first short Hebrew lesson. Yay. All right. So I like to invite everyone to, after I will say the word and explain a little bit, I will invite you to repeat after me. And I think it's a great opportunity to to practice your Hebrew. So as we said, Shabbat is Saturday, and it's a special day. Some people will say Shabbat. So I invite you to say Shabbat.
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 Shabbat. Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Ano yung Shabbat?
Shabbat.
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 Shabbat. Parang Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Perfect.
Shabbat.
No accent. That's perfect.
Shabbat. Yan.
Shabbat. The next word will be
Dito na lang tayo.
shalom. It's a greeting. Or say hello or peace.
Shalom.
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 Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Now, what happened?
Shalom, shalom.
Too loud. Shalom. Shalom. Oh. Okay. So listen, if the more than one person in the room and you're using two different or three different cell phones and you close to one another, it will sound like that. Too loud. So make sure to leave or get far from one another or close your mic. Now, next, what will happen if you combine those words, Shabbat and Shalom? So, Shabbat Shalom is a greeting for Shabbat. It means have a good and nice night. So, you like to say Shabbat Shalom?
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
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 shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, now food. Food is so important to know how to say food. So you say ochel.
Okel.
Okay. Perfect.
Dalia.
Okay.
Okel.
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 Okel. Parang akil lang eh.
Okel lang.
Okay. Yeah. Now, another important word is water. Now, we live in the Middle East, so please make sure to drink a lot of water.
Maim.
It's
Like this.
we're in the Middle East, which is very. Hold on, everyone. It is very important to stay hydrated. So please make sure to drink a lot of water. Make sure that your employer will drink a lot of water as well. Especially elderly, when at some point they don't feel they don't feel thirsty many times, and some age. So make sure that they drink a lot of mine.
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 Maim.
Mine.
Mayim na to. Mayim na ti.
Mine.
Mayim na.
Mine.
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 Mine. Mine. Mine.
I don't know who's singing over there. It's mine, no, but I love it.
Mine. Mame.
All right. So what do you do in case you're not feeling very well? So for female, okay, and for male, there is one word that is changed. Ani, I, that means ani, not, lo, margicha for female, tov. Tov means well. And for male, ani, lo, margish, tov.
Ani lo margisha.
Ani lo
Margish, tov.
Ani lo margisha to.
Ani lo margisha.
Anilo Margisha.
Ani lo margisha.
Ani lo margisha to.
Dalia.
Dito ka na, dito ka na lang. Dalawa tayo. Isa naman yan.
Now, whoever said anilo margisha, when you say anilo margisha, it sounds like I'm not feeling, and that's it. So you have to add something, unless you want to say I'm not feeling that. Like if someone's touching and you say I'm not feeling that, but anilo margisha to means I'm not feeling well.
Ani lo margisha to.
Anilo margish to.
Ani lo margisha to.
Anilo Margisha to.
Anelo Margisto.
Nilo magisto.
lo margisha to.
All right. But what would you say if you're feeling well? So you just drop the no, the low, and you so, and for male, ani margish to.
Ani
Margisha to.
Ani Margisto.
Margisha to. Ani Margisha to.
Ani margisha to.
Ani magisto.
Now, so what do you say on Friday afternoon? What would you say if you like to greet someone? You have the answer here on the page, on the slide.
Shalom.
On Friday afternoon, right before Shabbat, what would you say to people?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And
Shalom.
what would
Kung
you
tuwa
say?
sa ano?
What,
Shabbat
what is
Shalom. Shalom.
Saturday?
Shabbat
Saturday in
Shalom.
Hebrew is
Kel.
Shabbat.
Maingay.
Now, if you like to drink, what would you ask?
Mime.
I'm
Maing.
Mime.
Nine.
Maing.
And
Maim.
Maing.
Maim.
now, in case you're
Ito.
hungry, what would you ask?
Okal.
Okay. Okay.
Anilo Margisha to.
Oh, you're not feeling well? Or you just
Ni
accepted
Magisto.
Hebrew?
Chakal.
Okay, so what would you say when you like to express that you're feeling well?
Ani
Shalom
Margisto.
Ani Margisha to.
Anilang Margis. Ani Margis.
Ito. Ani Margisha to. Analong Margisha to.
Anilang
Not
Margisto.
feeling well?
Ani Magisto.
Anilo Margisto.
That's
Udi.
young.
Anilo Margisto.
Anilo Margisto.
Ani Magisto. Ani Magisto.
So you want to know how
Walang wifi. Nawala.
would you like to know what you say when
Bumalik na.
you're tired in Hebrew? You can say ani,
Ani
ayef for male, ayef.
Ani
Male,
Ayef.
exactly. And for female would say ani, ayefa, ayefa,
Ani Ayishpa.
ayef,
Ani Ayefa.
exactly.
Ani
Ayef,
Ayefa.
perfect.
Ani Hayesha?
Ayef,
Ani Ayefa.
Yes.
ayefa,
Ayef.
Ayefa.
Ani
exactly.
Ayef.
Ani Ayefa.
I'm tired.
And for male, ani, ayef.
Ani Ayef. Ani
Ayef.
Ayef.
Ani, ayef.
Ani Ayef.
Ani
Ayef.
Ani
So
Ayef.
listen,
Ani Ayef.
if you are tired, I think it's the time. Now is the time to go back to bed and rest. And because we finished our first meeting. Close your mic.
Ani Ayefa. Ani Ayefa.
Ani Ayefa. I'm tired.
Yes.
Ani Ayef.
Ani Ayefa.
Ani Ayef.
I
Calling
understand.
our contact
You're all
person.
probably tired. Now, later today, we will have our second meeting. And unfortunately, I won't be able to join the meeting. It will be later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. And I will send you the information. And it is very interesting topic you'll be talking today. And we will meet Margarita, my colleague, also from SIMI, and Sarah, which is a veteran social worker, and geriatric social worker. And they're both wonderful. And I hope you will enjoy later today. And now, since you're so tired, you're more It's been a pleasure for me. I'm sorry we didn't have much time yesterday. And I wish we had more time to get to know each other, but we were in a bit of a rush. But we will get to know each other during the first this week. And we will get to know one another. So go to rest. Make sure that you have everything that you need at your facility where you're staying right now. If you don't have enough food or something is wrong, some technical problems, please contact your placement agency, okay? Make sure to have it.
Ma'am, we have a question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay. Because we're contacting the agency last night and also the person, contact person. So we're trying to reach them, but we cannot. Uh, we, uh, Only the operator just answered the call, and she's not really into English.
Last night.
Yes,
Okay.
around 6 p.m. yesterday, because on our contract, supposedly
Try.
our isolation facility is on Hagar 26. It's
Okay.
on our contract, but we are here in Livanda 46, so it's different. So that's why we
Okay.
are confused.
It happens. It
Uh-huh.
happens sometimes that for some reason, if they're allowed to change your home facility, home quarantine, sorry, and that's okay as long as it's they give you the same things.
But the thing is, Mom, when we arrived here, it's not clean. The room was not clean.
Not
Even the
clean.
bed sheet. Yes.
Okay.
So that's
So
one of our concern as well. So like me, I just received my RT-PCR test results. So I just received it this morning.
okay.
So I'm worried that I'm negative from my previous RT-PCR test. So you just said a while ago that we have also another RT-PCR test after maybe after 3 days, right?
Hold on, everyone. May I ask you to please put your mic on mute so I'll be able to hear? Not Richard, of course.
Okay, it's better.
Yes.
So regarding with the another RT-PCR test, so if we become positive on the second test, so
Mhm.
are we going to shoulder again? Because they said that the employer will shoulder, but it will depends on the employer if they will deduct it on our salary or not. So that's why
Okay.
we are
I will check. Okay, I will check and get back to you.
okay.
Okay.
And then one more thing, ma'am, especially in the evening. So who are we going to call in case of emergency? Because most of the offices are closed in the evening and night.
That's why I asked yesterday that I want you to have not an office number, but a cell phone number of your contact person, a
We
private number.
we have the contact person number here, but we're trying to call him last night also, but it's
Yes,
off. So we
yeah.
cannot reach him.
Okay, so contact them now,
Uh,
okay, and talk to them about that. Ask them who they like you, who they expect you to contact in case of emergency at nighttime or after work hours, okay? Because they're supposed to give you that person who is there for you when you need. And there are cases, an emergency, where you can contact the call center,
Okay.
okay?
Which I did last night.
You did? Okay,
Yes, ma'am. The
so,
landline number, the phone number.
okay,
Call.
did you register already?
They just call me they asked my number, my local number here in Israel, and then they said that they will return call after.
Okay, do you like to write me a private message to see if maybe I can help?
Yes, please, ma'am. And also, is it normal that two different agencies, I mean, two different agencies, like on our case, so we are three here in the room, and then both of us is from one agency, and the other guy is from other agency. But we are in one room.
Are you from the same flight? From same group?
Yes, yes,
That's
ma'am.
okay. Yeah, that's
Okay. It's clear now.
okay. Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Oh,
And
how about the food, ma'am?
yes, about the food.
Well, when we arrive here, the ref is empty, so we don't have water.
Okay.
And but they delivered us some. They sent us food also, but not for us. Not really enough. And it's like for us, they sent us in last night one bread and one butter, and just I'm not sure if it's laban or milk, a small one. And then we have to divide it into three, and then they said it's for breakfast. So they sent us in the evening for breakfast. They don't send for the dinner food. So that's why we requested also for the dinner. How about the dinner?
Okay. So I
And then
understand
we really want to buy our own food outside, but we cannot go out.
that.
We know the policy. And
Yes. Okay.
even throwing the garbage, we are the one throwing the garbage.
So no, not anymore.
Yes.
Listen, right now it's a good time to contact your placement agency. Contact the not the call center, your contact person. Okay. And right now in the morning, it's great time to solve those problems. You can tell them, listen, it's not enough food. We're 3 people or as many as you are right now. Tell them it's not enough food. We did not receive the food from last night. We don't have
We received ma'am from last night, but it's like we requested.
okay. And you can, if you have, if possible to, if you need, I don't know, if you want rice, if you want something, if you have the option to cook, try to ask. Maybe it will be possible to send it for you. And
Are they the one who's sending also the water, ma'am?
okay, that was my next thing related to water, regarding to water. So Israel, in Israel, it's perfectly fine to drink the tap water.
Tap water.
Okay. Yes, tap water, everyone can drink it. Okay. It's okay. It may taste different from one place to the other, but it's perfectly fine. And you can ask for bottles of water. You can ask them to bring more bottles of water, okay, for you. But I just want
They gave us bottle of water. They sent us bottle of water, but if it's empty, they ask us to go down and refill it
okay. Where is down? Are you in a
downstairs in the
hotel?
building.
Okay.
I
So
think this is not an hotel. I'm not sure if it's hotel or just a flat, an apartment.
okay. So check it out.
Because the people
And
just go out.
yeah, but it's possible that this is a Corona facility.
Yeah,
So
that's why we are
everyone
afraid also.
there, huh? That's
That's
why
why we
you're.
are afraid also.
So of course use mask and everything. But do you have a number of reception?
Yeah, the owner just gave us the number, and also the other guy.
Okay.
He's a Filipino guy, but he left this morning.
Okay. So you can tell them that you can, when you speak to your contact person, explain your fears. Okay. And they will guide you. I'm not familiar with that specific facility. So they will guide you about what is there. And if it's the food or you can always say, listen, we're 3 men here. We need food, more food. Like,
Yes.
come
Water
on,
also.
that's not enough. You can say that. Okay. And the same with water. And if you want to throw the garbage, please don't go outside for that. Okay. if you have the patience, you can wait a few days or leave it outside the door and someone will pick that up for you. You
Okay.
can ask for people to pick that up for you. Or if it's just in a plastic bag, you can put it aside like next to the door, throw it in a few days if you want to leave it outside.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
But please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Ken.
But please, after our meeting, contact the call center. Okay? Call center, the contact person.
Contact person.
Yes. Okay.
Can I ask one more thing? Last one, ma'am. Okay. It's about my contract. So I'll be living with my patient and with his wife and another caregiver. So we are four in one apartment. So I'm not sure about the other caregiver if he's a Filipino or not. So my question is, I already asked this in the Philippines from the BOAA. So I guess it's better also to ask to you in FIBA, so I can hear your side.
About
So is it okay that I just focus on my patient, or if the other caregiver or they ask me to help also on the other patient, the wife of my patient, should I help
and
her or just leave it to her?
I think you should play by ear, like see, because sometimes you may need help, sometimes he may need
Mm-hmm.
help, not necessarily. Maybe they're adding another caregiver because they need another caregiver's help.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, it's very good that they're not expecting one caregiver
Yeah.
to take care of two people.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, if they're both really need,
So it's
and
okay. It's normal.
it happens. Yeah,
Because
and
I just heard that
just
on the
try to
contract
be.
also.
Listen, you will
Yes,
learn
ma'am.
when you get there. No one can answer those questions in advance. You're going to live there
Mhm.
and try to work it out and communicate, and you may find that it's very nice to help one another. And sometimes he may
Yes,
need.
ma'am. Because
Right, ma'am.
it's in our culture we do help people. I mean, every person that needs our help, so we help them. But of course, we want to know also the law of a country, because some it's not really appropriate also to help, especially the women. Like for example, in the Middle East in Saudi
So
Arabia, but
don't
it's
do
different
that.
from here in Israel, right?
So
Uh-huh.
don't no
Yes,
respect.
and also
Listen,
there's an instance before. There's an instances before also about the workers, the caregivers, that his only job is to take care of the PWDs or the patients, but some of their relatives or the son is asking them to clean out the other building. So which is not
no, that's not okay. So that's not part of the contract, obviously.
yes, that's what I was also.
But
We want
listen,
to
there are
clear
so
everything.
many. Okay, but listen, there are so many different cases. Okay, so each one is it's just it's different. It's different
Hmm.
for one another, and you have the contract.
Yes, ma'am.
But sometimes you find yourself help a little extra with something else. Someone will help you. Like it's just
It's normal.
yeah, it's normal. It's life. It's
Yes,
life,
ma'am.
and it's like that everywhere in the world. It's nothing special here in Israel with that. I
Yes.
believe that it's you here for one another, and that could be pretty nice. If you say no,
Yeah.
no, that's yours, that's mine. No, I think the environment in that house will not be pleasant if you
Yes,
be
I
if
agree.
you say, Lolo, I'm not gonna do that. That's not mine. So just respect the house. You will see. You will feel it, and you can ask if you're not sure about something. You can simply ask
Ask
and
them.
stay rich and you stay respectful. Okay. If if it's a caregiver lady who's living there, taking care of the female, and so she will not ask you to bathe her, maybe, but she may ask you to cook, like the caregiver, to make food together or put it on the table or help while she's going to help with something else. Like, that's okay. You all need to live together and you need to find a way to get along. And I think it could be very nice.
Yes.
And you're thinking about, what if she will ask me to help her? But what if you will need her help with something? That could be fine also.
Hey,
It
yeah,
could be
yeah.
nice. You need to, like, have each other's back. I think you can all benefit from it. And breathe. Everything's okay. Just breathe. Okay. It will be fine. Go with the flow. That's
Can, ma'am, can.
that's what's gonna happen here in Israel. Like, you will go with the flow. I know.
Because we know also Filipinos, we really into helping people. We're family oriented, so that's why I ask also, because we don't really know about the law here in Israel. So I just want to clear.
Okay, so good thing that I'm gonna send you many things about the law. Our third and fourth recorded session related to rights and obligations.
Thank you, ma'am. Toda.
Not a problem.
Toda raba, ma'am.
Not a problem. Hey, Carla.
It's me again, ma'am.
Hi.
Um,
Yes, dear.
third chapter, Naeem and
Hold on, I can't hear you.
yeah. What I was gonna ask is about food. We were informed by the contact person that the employer is not actually the one paying for our food and our accommodation. Is it true?
That he's not the one who's paying.
Yep. They told us that not even
Do you
POB
have
is
food?
our employer.
What?
The contact person informed us last night.
Listen, there is something with your mic that from time to time I cannot hear you.
Wait for a second, please. Okay, I'm gonna be using. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. What I was asking about was our food and accommodation, and including our water. Last night, we talked to the contact person, and we were informed that no one's paying for it. So it's the contact person who's paying for our food and
Yeah.
accommodation. Is it true?
The contact person is the one who is making sure that you have everything you can possibly need on your facility at your
And,
home quarantine.
may I know where is the fund coming from? The money. Where is the money
Not
coming
from your salary.
and not from our employer's pocket?
It depends where you're staying. It's different, but not from your salary.
Okay, because actually it doesn't matter for me if I don't stay in the same quarantine facility. But right now it doesn't matter because we are being accommodated properly and we're eating properly. And one more, but what really concerns me right now is the contract. Now I just wanna confirm if it's the hearsay is true, because they told us the contract we signed in the Philippines with POEA would be different from the contract we're going to be signing here the second time.
No, absolutely not.
Well, that
the
eases my
contract.
mind.
Okay, so listen. Not everyone will be asked to sign a new contract. The thing is that in Israel, in some places, they have the original signature and not a printed signature, like they received from the Philippines. a copy of your signature. So they may ask you to sign again, but make sure that it's exactly the same contract, exactly the same. The details are the same. They're just asking for original signature.
Signature. So what are we gonna do if we encounter some differences in the second contract? The second copy.
Make sure that you are registered to the call center and contact us and tell them that take a photo of everything, okay? If you worried about something, you feel that there is something is wrong and you're not sure if it's okay or not, no matter what it is, please take a photo, okay? Record everything so we be able to check it out later and know what to do, what will be our next step, so we will understand. Now, those contracts, if we see that it's different, and ask them to sign their name and all the details in English as well, okay? If we see that there's some changes over there, tell them that you want to take a copy and go over it, and then you will sign. Take a photo and you can contact the call center and they will guide you what to do next. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Not a problem. Any other questions? Follow-up questions? All right. So everyone, whoever need to contact their contact person, please do that now after our meeting. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead, contact. Richard, contact the contact person. And later on at 4 o'clock, you will meet Margarita and Sarah. And I hope to see you all there. Have a wonderful day in the meantime.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Daraba, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Todaraba.
Bye.
Saudara Daman.
Bye-bye.
Saudara Ba. Bye.
Todaraba,